You're listening to the Dibbly-Dobbly podcast. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click the bell to make sure you get the latest episodes of the podcast. Be sure to like and share our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and on Instagram. Let's talk about cricket's different formats over the years, Gabe. Now, some of these ones you've probably heard of, like the 100, T10 cricket.
Yes.
Did you hear? Have you heard about Cricket Max? I think you reacted to a video of Sachin Tendulkar in that
Yeah.
match in New Zealand.
Right.
Yeah, so that was Cricket Max. That was invented in the 90s by Martin Crowe. Hong Kong Super Sixes was a
Never
competition
heard of it.
that was played up until 2017 in Hong Kong. It had
Okay.
pretty much the international teams play that competition, and obviously T10 cricket, the three-team cricket in South Africa. It's where they played it in 2020, where you had three teams play the one game of cricket, and whoever got the most runs won a gold medal, silver, and bronze. It was a one-off charity match sort of thing, tournament, whatever. And then you have the 60. You heard of that in the Caribbean, the new format that they're launching there? The 60.
Yes.
Sort of
Renil,
copying the 100 in a way.
Yeah. Renil, I think, told me about it, and
Obviously,
I was
Gabe, we
like,
keep doing this, creating these formats just for the sake of it. What are your thoughts on this? Is it because attention spans, you got to create a format that's fast, quick, and sort of dumb it down for people who haven't watched cricket all their life? I don't see any point in it, really. It's just a waste of time. I can understand experimentation and all that, but where do you sit on that in terms of creating formats just for the sake of it?
they're trying to find a happy medium between the cricket fans, right? The diehard cricket fans, and the TV product that they want. Now, T10, right? They try to shorten it as possible, make it as short as possible. That's not even cricket. People are no, come on, we can't do it, right? So you've got a T20 and obviously the 100 now, where they're trying. It's got to be a TV product. It just has to. So they want to give people that longer format that they'll enjoy, and more than bottom line, they'll accept, right? And that it will be accepted by the announcers, right? Because sometimes you even get announcers. I think it's Ian Bishop. That is it. Ian Bishop. That normally doesn't like T20 cricket. I can't
Michael
remember.
Holding. Michael Holding hate
Yeah,
loads
Michael
of
Holding. Michael
Michael
Holding
Holding.
just, badmouths it all the time. So if you get a product out there that they feel that the respected legends of the game will support and embrace, then that's a happy medium they're probably trying to find. But they're also trying to please the stakeholders and you name it, XYZ company that's the one playing for TV commercials and airtime and syndication rights. And I was reading the other day, the same company, I don't know how this happens, but the same company gets the rights for the IPL as they did for Australian cricket on Disney or whatever, because Disney
Yes.
now owns ESPN. So really, it's ESPN. Holy cow! Holy cow! You know what I mean, bro? That's dope. That's money. You know what I mean? So I think that I know people don't care about that. They just like their game, but if it's not a viable television product, then it just won't be on television. You'll have to, watch it on obscure streaming platforms, and pay a ton to watch these games, because if the bigger platforms don't carry it, then even nowadays it's hard to find some matches. And for instance, if USA matches, for the most part, we've gotten a couple, and I was so happy to get it on Willow TV, and we got a few on ESPN. But for the most part, some of the matches we were watching was on YouTube, bro, streaming it off of like a bad camera service or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it was
Yeah.
just, you need the major networks, man, and unfortunately that comes with marketing, and they want a shorter product. That's just the bottom line.
But do you think it's just doing it too much? Do you think it's confusing people even more who haven't watched cricket like you and Nick, for example? Like,
Right.
Would you get confused by watching these formats if you didn't watch a proper game of cricket like Test cricket or ODIs or T20s? Would you be confused if you
Yes,
watch these formats?
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And luckily we started off with tests, but even I remember watching in the 100. I'm like, there was some weird rules in the 100, and I was like, what? And even in the Big Bash, there's some different variations
Yeah,
and
yeah.
different rules, and you're like, So yeah, I think that from that perspective, you're right. It does get confusing.
Yeah, I think the 100, it implemented that rule you like, Gabe, where the new batsman has to face, and it doesn't
The
matter
new
about
ball.
crossing anymore.
I love that. I love that.
Nice
That
you
that
brought that
is
in from the 100.
Yeah, because that was such an advantage for batters. Now, advantage bowler. Yeah, give me the new guy that's not been on the crease, that isn't settled in. Hold that, cousin. And especially if you're towards the tail end, you know what I mean? And let's say I saw it not too recently. I forgot what match it was. They were trying everything in their power to keep whoever on the strike. It might have been during the England versus India series. But there like 3 wickets fell, consecutive, boom, 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 you know, and was it who was it that was left with it? Might have been Moeen. Like, I can't remember with his bat in his hand. You know what I mean? A guy that could have got you those extra runs you needed, but now that new batsman, usually it's a bowler that's coming in, has to face the new ball. Not the new ball, but has to face that first ball off of a bowler who's established when they haven't even had any time on the crease. It's advantage bowler for sure. I love it.
Absolutely. That rule's not that law, that playing condition's not coming into October, so we'll see it in the T20
Oh, but
World
it
Cup. That's for sure.
oh, but it's coming. Oh, but it's coming.
It's coming. It's coming. So yeah. So I think for the women's 100, I think that's a positive for the women's game. So I see a positive in that. Um, because women's cricket doesn't have a lot of franchise cricket as it is. It's only the WBBL and the women's 100. And then probably
Right.
next year you're having a women's IPL in March, apparently. So for the
Yeah, yeah.
women's game, it's good for the women's 100, but for the men's, not as much because there's enough franchise cricket. I can
Right,
see what
right,
the
right, right.
ECB are trying to do, get a new audience in, but people just, it's hard for me to explain because I'm not in England, not from
Right.
England. Um, so, for those people who are living in England, they're saying different things like, oh, we like it, we don't like it. But I guess the main thing is that you're seeing children there, kids, families, and I think
Right.
that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
But whereas other people don't like it. I think the sports breakdown said a question here. Oh, here we go. What actually happened to the Hong Kong Super Sixes? Thanks, Jack, for making me remember this. I love this format way back in the 2000s era. The issue was that the less profile players from each nation took part. Yes, the last tournament was in 2017. So, yeah, they used to play that a lot back in the day. And then they stopped. I don't know why. I don't know why they did that. They just decided to not continue with it. So,
Viewership, man. It either wasn't
yeah,
profitable or viewership. That's what it boils down to. Because you could better believe that if it was successful and it was getting viewership and they're making money, they ain't stopping. What, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like, listen, that's all about, man. It's about ratings and viewership. If they're getting them, that means they got sponsors, they got money coming in. If they don't, they don't. Simple.
hi, everyone. Hope you enjoyed our cricket discussion with Gabe from Cricket for Americans on all the different cricket formats. Let us know in the comments if you have heard about these different formats of cricket. We would love to hear what you have to say.